Testing, 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 testing. We'll be starting around perhaps 5 minutes. We're not going to be waiting for the timer to tick down. Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me a-okay. And yeah, a lot of interesting things to talk about today. Definitely things going according to plan. I'm liking what I'm seeing, but hey, that may turn around very quickly, so we will be discussing that today. That's right, Rita. They need to learn how to do it. Mango. Honestly, all of this volatility is really irrelevant if you learn to do it the Mango way. You get to take advantage of the upside and not much fret during the downside. Alright, I'm really itching to just begin. Could someone go ahead and spam everyone on Discord to get their butts in here, because the Mango Man is about to do it the Mango way. and start the stream with his good morning, good morning, good morning. So we're going to be starting around 2 minutes, guys. I'll just go ahead and give a heads up to everyone on Discord, and for those of you who are not on the Discord yet, make sure to join. It's at themangoway.com/discord. Again, themangoway.com/discord. All right, let's get started. Wait, can you guys see me or not? I'm not entirely sure, but either way, let's go ahead and get started. Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Sean Dexter. Let me know if you guys can see the right screen on let me know if you guys can see the right screen by letting me know in the chat. I'm all over the place today, but yeah, we have a lot of interesting things to talk about. Bitcoin testing is certain wedge that we've been talking about for the past few days, but nonetheless I am seeing conflicting information over here on the charts that I do want to discuss today. So for the most of today's live stream, we will be talking about Bitcoin, just as a quick heads up to all of you. So if you guys are here for altcoins, I recommend hitting that X button. But that being said, we will be covering Cardano, we will be covering Ethereum, and we'll go ahead and take a look at XRP as well, but not too many shitcoins today, guys. As an FYI, just let's go ahead and take a quick look at the live chat right over here. Let me know, by the way, if the music's too loud, too soft, etc, etc. It's a little bit too loud in my ears right over here. I'm just gonna go ahead and pull up the live chat. Krisha's here. How's it going, Krisha? Yeah, I know I got a little bit flustered over there, Matt. Thank you for that, though. Let me take a sip of my drink. I was like hitting the wrong buttons. I'm like, wait a minute, did I do this right? Shamnik says there's no music. There should be music. It says that you guys can hear it. Oh, it's too soft, eh? How's that? Man, that's altcoin volatility for you. If you want to have an altcoin that is trading in a 40% range, right? It's literally Harmony is trading, or rather was trading in a 40% range, where it could literally move 40% towards the upside and still be trading within the range without actually in a trend move, right? Those kind of coins are going to see some pain towards the downside unless you position yourself appropriately. How's it going, Sach? Let's go scroll up a little bit, see who I missed while we were waiting. Krisha is joining us in the live chat. Krisha, you cutie, thank you very much. Ken is in here. How's it going? Mark is in here as well. Good to see the mango seedlings. And Bob is in here. Bob actually made it today for the stream. I think I've been doing the streams a lot earlier than usual, so he's been missing them, but good to have Bob in here today. Shiba Inu to the moon says Rebrianu. Yeah, apparently it's a copy of Dogecoin, and it's just like ripping, right? I actually haven't. Is it available on TradingView? Oh, it's on here on Polonex, so it's on Polo, eh? What is this nonsense? Oh, Jesus Christ! Yeah, I can't trade these kind of coins, man. Alright, so today's focus is going to be on Bitcoin and the major altcoins. We're seeing a lot of interesting things going on over here. I think Bitcoin is going to surprise a lot of people. Avi is in here. How's it going, buddy? Zahir is in here too, I see. Hey, how's it going, Zahir? So we have a few seedlings in here. Let the other seedlings know that Sean Dexter is live streaming. Do you guys want to start with Bitcoin, or do you guys want to start with the majors? I do want to have a more relaxed stream today. In fact, I do have a mini mocktailish drink over here. Do we need another Dogecoin? Apparently the market needs one more, man. The bull market is not over. I'm just gonna give you guys a spoiler for the stream, right? In case you guys are wondering if the bull market is really over or not. Actually, I don't know. We never try to time the tops over here at Mango. We are we know enough to know that we know nothing. All right, so we know enough to know that we know nothing. But in my opinion, the bull market is not over, or rather we are trading it like it is not over. This is a bull market, and it will continue to be a bull market in my eyes until we see some signs. In fact, I did take a few positions this morning, some bull positions. I actually did take a position on Bitcoin too, but this position is a little bit of a more complicated and nuanced position. A little bit of it was discussed on yesterday's live stream. If you guys are interested in trade management, right, in how I manage my trades, especially pertaining to Bitcoin, because I do have more financial tools available to me to manage my trades when trading Bitcoin, go ahead and watch yesterday's stream. I believe it was around the 27-minute mark, where I discussed how I managed my losing trade from over here, right? I did long around 59,000 and 60,000. How do I manage that trade in conjunction with my trades at around 54,000, 55,000? So for those of you who are looking to take trading seriously and looking to learn how to trade in a more sophisticated manner, right, you don't need to be doing any of that just yet in your journey, but it will start keeping those ideas in your mind that, hey, I can do those kind of things, right? The markets do allow me to do those kind of things. And that's why I always say that, people who say leverage is a bad thing, leverage is risky, it's not really. You can use leverage to protect yourself, kind of like how I discussed yesterday. So go ahead and watch that if you guys are interested. But in today's video, I'm not going to be talking about any of that. We're going to be talking about what I'm seeing in the markets, because it's interesting. It's interesting. So let's go ahead and get started. Did I miss any questions? It's a shake off, liquidating leverages for cheap Bitcoin before the leg up. That's usually the case in bull markets, right? People who over leverage, whether it be in altcoins or Bitcoin, they pay the price. And around this zone over here, right, I had conflicting feelings, because initially I was thinking way too many people were bearish when we were sitting around the 54k mark, and I was certain that this wasn't the top when we were sitting at 54,000, and a lot of people were calling the top over here. But then when we got to this zone over here and we broke towards the upside, way too many people were bullish. So I was conflicted, because I was bullish too. But at the same time, it was just like, wait a minute, way too many people are over leveraged. I knew people were over leveraged because they were literally PMing me and telling me, Sean, I have so and so leverage. Sean, I'm doing this. Sean, I'm doing that. How do I manage my trade? And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. You don't even know how to put on the position, but yet you are 10x leveraged. You don't even know how to manage your position, yet you are 15x leveraged. It just does not make sense to me, right? So now I could have been sitting in a situation where I had very limited data points, but nonetheless, it just felt a little bit frothy. So one of the ideas I discussed was that Bitcoin puts us in a situation where we wreck the over leverage longs, okay, and we wreck the bears too by not seeing any continuation towards the downside. But we don't know if that's going to happen. Now again, the max pain situation is if Bitcoin does something like this, right? Or actually the max pain is if Bitcoin does this, right? Not giving anybody a chance to collect a position in this zone, which is what I like to do. I like to build a position in this area over here. Now I'm going to let you guys know what the bear case is right off the bat. Now I'm not looking for that. In fact, I'm not positioned for that at all, but I am protected against that nonetheless. Okay, I'm not positioned to take advantage of the downside move. I'm positioned to take advantage of the upside move, provided Bitcoin doesn't do it too fast. Max pain for me is going to be if Bitcoin does that. Okay, best case scenario is if Bitcoin does this for me. Now the bear case is exactly what I have drawn over here. If you guys do remember, you guys can hear me, right? Because I messed up yesterday. Okay, you guys can hear me. If you guys do remember, in the stream when Bitcoin had broken this zone over here, we discussed that, you know what, I'm bullish over here, but the bears are going to be looking at this as a rising wedge, and that's a completely fair argument. If they are looking at it as a rising wedge, they are simply going to look at this as a resistance point, and they're going to be looking for this to come down to the bottom of the trend line over here. Now, not only did Bitcoin come down to the bottom of the trend line, but it broke that trend line as well. This is where it got interesting, because I drew this trend line very crudely, but it seems like the market is respecting it. We closed underneath it, we tested it yesterday, and now we're seeing that further downside, right? However, I am of the belief that instead of actually coming down to the measured move, which is all the way over here at $44,000, so somewhere around this wick low, I think that Bitcoin may have one more push down to around 51K. Okay, 51K max, like basically take out these stops here. I don't even know if we do that, but I think we're going to be doing something like this. We may get a test of around 59K, which is what I'm playing for. If we do get a test for around 59K, I will be taking some profits off my trade, okay? And then I'll be looking to reposition somewhere back around 55K and then looking for further upside. Essentially, I am still playing this through a bull angle, okay? I'm bullish on Bitcoin, I'm bullish on the altcoins, but at the moment, the way things look, we may actually see Bitcoin take, if things go bullish, okay, from here, I would be a little bit more concerned about playing Bitcoin, or rather playing on altcoins against Bitcoin, okay? Essentially, I would be looking for Bitcoin to outperform altcoins for the month or so to come. Maybe the next 6 weeks after Bitcoin retakes the 50. As soon as Bitcoin retakes the 60,000 level, I will be de-risking my positions against Bitcoin on my altcoins, right? I'll be only playing altcoins against USD at that point. For the rest of this video or this segment of the stream, I'll be showing you guys why I think that. And I'll be showing you guys the bear case as well, that the bears are probably looking at. All right. So before we start, let me go ahead and take a sip. See if I missed anything in the chat. Okay. So we'll go ahead and hide these horizontals over here. We're going to go through the things that we usually look at. I'm going to be talking about first the sort of bearish case, and that's the fact that the daily mango dynamic is overhead and we weren't able to actually continue the trend towards the upside, even though. So remember how we broke the ascending triangle towards the upside? We also got that indication on the mango dynamic because it stopped flattening out and angling up more aggressively, and we flipped green as well. However, we did not see any continuation, and the mango dynamic really gave us the call right over here when we broke back into it, as well as the ascending triangle. As soon as we did that, we tested the mango dynamic and dumped immediately, right? I should have listened to that. I did not, and hey, it is what it is, right? Now we're testing the rising trend line, and it seems like we are looking for further downside. So that's on the daily dynamic. Let's go ahead and look at the Ichimoku now. Okay, the Ichimoku is telling us that, hey, we are sitting on Kijun support. That's the daily. Okay, the daily is telling us that we're sitting on Kijun support. The cloud is still green. Let's go ahead and look at what the 21 EMA is saying. 21 EMA is lining up with the Tenkin. So according to the Ichimoku, we're still in a bullish trend, but we are consolidating between the Tenkin 21 EMA combo as well as the Kijun. Looking at this, the optimal play would be if we break above the Tenkin and 21 EMA. I want to see 2 daily candle closes over there. And where does it line up with, by the way? That 58.5K region, very close to the 59K region that I mentioned, right, to you guys. So if we do that, that's also going to line up with us breaking back into the rising wedge that the bears are relying on right now to see continuation towards the downside. Remember, throughout this bull market, we've been talking about how bears have been breaking the trend towards the downside, yes, but they're not seeing any continuation on their favor, right? They see the breakdown, but they're not seeing continuation. This has been repeating over and over and over again. The bulls just use those breakdowns to collect a position, and then we see for the upside. We're seeing it yet again. Kijun getting respected. We saw it over here as well. Kijun getting respected. 28th Feb 2021. Now we'll come back here again over here during that entire Elon Musk fiasco, right? We came down, broke the trend, got support on the Kijun, and saw continuation towards the upside. Over here, broke the trend, support on the Kijun, saw continuation towards the upside. Now, what else am I seeing? Now we're going to go on back to the bearish case, and that's on the 2-day. The 2-day is not a very pretty picture for the bulls at all. We lost the 21 EMA, we lost the Tenkin, and this happened 2 days ago, right? So we're about to close a brand new 2-day candle tomorrow. It doesn't look like we're going to retake it. Who knows though, right? Bitcoin may surprise. If we do, that's going to be bullish to me, because we did do something like that right over here, right? This was the fake out where I got faked out, right? We broke underneath the 21 EMA and the Tenkin. We did not confirm a candle underneath it though. We just simply closed the next 2-day candle above it and saw further continuation towards the upside. This time, however, let's see, we may actually do that yet again. If we do that, the 2-day is indicating a move all the way down towards the key zone over here, right? It's a C-span trade. And what does that line up with? That actually lines up perfectly with our rising wedge measured move all the way down to around 44,000, right? So the bears are actually probably looking at this as their best case scenario. I'm not seeing any better scenario than this right over here for them. Okay, the bears are looking at this. That's the 2-day time frame, which has been pretty strong because we've not lost the 2-day Tenkin Kijun for a very, very long time. The last time we lost it actually was all the way over here during this phase, right? But when we did, by the way, guys, we did not see that continuation. Let me zoom in over there for you guys. I'm going to give you guys the bullish case of losing the Tenkin 21 EMA as well as the bearish case. When we lost it last time, we did not see the move towards the Kijun, even though we had the Kumo twist over here, which should have created a vacuum towards that move, right? Towards the 7K region. For those of you who were trading back then, you guys know that a lot of people were actually looking at this move over here from around 10K or 9K all the way down to 7K. It never came. Instead, we just accumulated and pushed on over to 12K. However, last time around, guys, we did have the 200 moving average as support over there, right? The 2-day 200 moving average that was constantly showing support for the longest time. It was a trade that was consistently being taken throughout the 2019-2020 phase. So we had that support. This time around, we don't have that. So keep that in mind. So this is a good trade that the bears might be looking at. I'm not playing for this though, right? I'm playing against this. Now, I'm going to show you guys why. The 3-day, which has been seeing a lot of action recently. Okay, I'm going to hide the Tenkin 21, hide the horizontals on my drawings. You're seeing it get supported. We have Tenkin 21 EMA on the 3-day. We have the daily Kijun as support as well, and all of this is making it really hard for me to be bearish. If we lose the 3-day Tenkin and the 21 EMA as well, in that case, I'll be looking for that further downside. Until we do that, it's too premature for me to look at only one time frame while all the other time frames are still bullish. Okay, remember 4-day is still looking good as well. Until 4-day 21 EMA, by the way, this is one of the mango trades, right, that we take over and over and over again. In fact, 4-day dynamic, I will not be getting bearish on this market, guys. Okay, period. I will not be getting bearish on this market until we lose the 4-day dynamic. And at the moment, that's looking like it's all the way down at $30,000, which means that we may see a volatile move to 31,000-ish before I even start looking to take bear trades. Remember, there's a big difference between me looking for further downside and me being bearish. When I'm bearish, I'm actually shorting the market. So when I say I'm bearish, I'm not saying it like nonchalantly like other people. When I say I'm bearish, I will go ahead and short the market. Now, so every now and then I may say, hey, you know what, I'm bearish between this zone and this zone. Just take that as I'm just looking for a downside move, but I very rarely will ever have that slip of the tongue. But yeah, I will not be looking for any bear moves until we lose the 4-day dynamic or the weekly dynamic. That's when I will be flipping towards a bearish posture until that flips again, right? So I'll be taking short trades only underneath the 4-day and the weekly dynamic. That's essentially it's not as simple as that, but for the most part. Weekly time frame as well, still looking good. In fact, the weekly dynamic has been giving the market support. We bounced off the weekly upline twice now at 53,000, and at the moment it's coming in at 54,000. The market is seeing support over there. Okay, so all of this is making me think, you know what, I'm not going to get bearish on Bitcoin until I see those signs underneath these levels on the 3-day, on the daily Kijun, etc., etc. But remember, the bears do have that wedge going for them, and that is lining up very well with the 2-day Ichimoku setup. Okay, so that's that. Now we can go ahead and talk about the lower time frames. But do you guys have any questions whatsoever? By the way, if you guys haven't hit the like yet, go ahead and make sure you do that. Krisha just mentioned that in the live chat as well, so thank you for reminding me, Krisha. Hey Austin, how's it going, buddy? Blacksmith asks a good question. Do you use fibs at all for bull cycle targets? No, I do not. I mean, I'm not saying they're wrong to do so, by the way, but I personally do not. The name is like Sean has bangs today. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and switch on over to the lower time frames now. I'm going to be talking about what I'm seeing on the lower time frames. It's getting really interesting, and I'm essentially playing the 4-hour dynamic on the lower time frames along with horizontals, right? This was a really easy trade this morning. In fact, there were two really easy trades. I did hedge a bit of my position right over here because the 4-hour dynamic is lining perfectly with this rising wedge that we've been talking about, which lines up with the 2-day as well, right? Now, the 4-hour dynamic came up right against that. We also had the Ichimoku setup coming in right over there, right? We had the top of the cloud, we had the Tenkin, we had the 200 moving average overhead, we had the Kijun lining up with the 200 moving average, a lot of resistance over there. That was a really high probability region to take a hedge on your long, right, to look for further downside. So now remember, what do I mean by taking a hedge on my long? Essentially, I use one of the futures to short against my position, going into a neutral position. Now, what I did now, okay, when we came back down over here, let me clear everything out for you guys so you guys see a clean chart. So when we came back down to this horizontal, it's a very easy trade. It's one of the trades I've talked to you guys about in the past as well. It repeats over and over again, especially on breakdowns where people get far too bearish. You will see this kind of structure form up, right? You initially first come and test a major level like the 4-hour dynamic, or you could use whatever kind of indicators you want. I like to use the 4-hour dynamic because it's pretty clean, right? So we've come up, tested it, but now over here people get far too bullish, right? And in yesterday's stream, I think it was IJ. Yes, it was IJ. IJ asked, Sean, do you think that we're going up further? And I said, I really don't think so. I think we're going to come back down and test this region over here. And we did exactly that, right? And this morning, I not only opened up my hedge, rather like I freed up the position again, but I added to that position. So do you guys remember the loss I took over here, right? Around 60K and 59K. I essentially took that same trade now back on over here. Same trade. Why? Well, again, you guys saw the bullish thesis I gave you throughout, right? The daily Kijun is lining up over there. We also had the 3-day 21 EMA and the Tenkin, but on the bear side, on the flip side, we also have the 2-day that is not looking so good. So there is a counter to my trade. I do like what I'm seeing though, and I may take a loss on this one again, so you guys will get to see how I've taken 2 back-to-back losses. It is what it is though, right? This is trading. I will tell you guys this right now. As a trend trader, okay, as the market, I should get a clean zone so I can draw for you guys. Okay, let's say the market is going like this. You guys will see me win throughout, right? Because I'm just playing the trend, right? I'm constantly winning, and I'm going to look like a genius while I'm winning, and you guys are going to be like, this guy is always getting it right. But the truth is, I'm just playing the trend, and I'm going to be right only as long as the trend continues. As soon as the trend breaks down, right, you guys are going to see me be wrong multiple times in a row, like around 2 or 3 times, because I'm still playing the trend. You can never really know when the trend ends. You can get some hints, and sometimes you'll get lucky and you'll get out right at the top, but don't expect that as a trend trader. So you guys are going to see me at the top of the markets get it wrong a few times until I switch bearish, and then again I'm going to get it right until the trend changes again, and then again I'm going to get it wrong a couple of times, and then again I'm going to get it right. But the entire time I'm just playing the trend, right? I'm not a genius. I'm just playing the trend, and I'm trying to be emotionally stable or consistent. So just a heads up on that. You guys can do this too. It doesn't take a genius. Like, what have I been doing this entire time? I've just been playing the trend. This entire run from around $10,000 to $60,000, the trend has been the bulls have been taking it up. The bears are seeing breakdowns, but the bears are not seeing any continuation whatsoever. The bulls are just taking that same consolidation up over and over again, right? Same thing over and over again. So we keep playing that trend. Now, just don't blindly try to make things fit your pattern, eh? Like, we are playing a proper structural trend over here on the high time frames. But I like what I'm seeing here on Bitcoin. I really like what I'm seeing here on the Bitcoin. We can go on over to the lower time frames and look at the oscillators to get the clues to see whether the high time frames are being respected. And we are seeing... are we seeing anything interesting over here? Not really. I don't want to stretch over here just to make things fit. Let's look at the daily. First, let's look at the 12-hour actually. Not much. Not much. People are going to look at this and say this is bullish divergence, to be honest. But I wouldn't. Let's see, actually. No, that's too far away. So the oscillators aren't telling us anything just yet. The 12-hour too, it could have further downside. We are seeing the 12-hour line up with our 4-hour candle support as well, and we're seeing that get supported. So I want to see these 12-hour stochastics cross towards the upside. But for now, it's too early to just look at the momentum indicators and say, hey, this is looking good. It's not, quite honestly. Yeah, Bob had a good point. Actually, back when it was 10K and less, going up was the most pain because the majority of the positions were shorts. Yeah, I think all the way from around 7,000 to 10,000 people were short, right? I was short around 6,000. From the 6,900 region to 7,200, I was short too. I had a short position, and that's why we got ultra bullish, because I'm pretty sure we were talking about, right, there were going to be people who were stubborn, who weren't going to be willing to get rid of their shorts, because the market clearly V-bottomed up, and being bearish, continuing to be bearish, was just being stubborn. And you could take all of their positions as momentum for your flip side position. The market's a little bit more difficult right now because we do have a good split between bulls and bears at the moment, which is not the best market condition. So we need a little bit of some washing out to do. All right, so let's switch on over to altcoins now, for the most part, but let's actually just look at the weekly real quick. Okay, so major weekly support that I want to see get held by the end of the close of this week. So we have 5 days 15 hours before this actually closes, right? So a lot of time for Bitcoin to pick itself up, but also a lot of time for this candle to turn ugly. It's going to be a really, really interesting weekly close. That's the major horizontal that we've been seeing Bitcoin hold throughout this entire period. After that, if we lose this level, the next weekly level is all the way down over here at around 45,000. We do have a low that's going to be really important, which is in the middle of the range, right over here at around 50,000. To be honest, we can go ahead and mark out this wick low as well as a major low that the bulls are going to want to defend, and that's going to be in the middle of your range. So this is the weekly bottom side levels that you're looking at, okay? If we lose this zone over here, we'll be looking all the way down to 45k. So 50k, then 45k on a weekly basis, guys. Weekly basis. Thus far, we're seeing those levels get supported each time. Towards the upside, very, very easy. We're looking all at a very thick zone now. This is reminding me more and more and more of what happened during the 10k zone. When we came up over here, guys, I told you that this is reminiscent. Even the psychology of the market is reminiscent of what happened during 10k. And I'm not talking about 10k, the 9k to 10k zone. I'm talking about when we went from 10k-ish to 12k, right? Over here, was it here? Yeah, it was right here. Right, we shot up to around the 12k zone. It looked like Bitcoin cracked 10k. We're going to the moon. We're going to 20k. People got super, super bullish. Even the bears flipped long at that point. And what happens? We dump back down. And we dump back down with some conviction on the weekly. So I'm looking for something very similar over here. I don't want it to come back down to around 50k, 45k, but it could, and we got to get ready for that. At the moment, my best case scenario, okay, the way I'm positioned is Bitcoin does nothing or goes sideways and stays between 54k or rather 50k to 60k till April 30th. Once those expirations come, I don't care what Bitcoin does. It can go down for all I care, but the best situation is for it to go up, of course. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for right now, for Bitcoin to consolidate and perhaps test around 59k and have a leg down to around 50k one last time before we see upside, which is what happened over here, by the way, guys. Look at the structure here, right? We consolidated, had an ascending triangle, broke towards the upside, did not see any continuation, came back down to the bottom of the consolidation, bounced back up to test 12k. This bounced all the way back up to 12k, guys. We bounced back up to $12,000, and look at the dump right after. And now this is where it gets really interesting. You see a dump like this, a strong dump with the perfect bear flag. A strong dump with the perfect bear flag. You're expecting this to break down, right? This is what they teach you in your pattern programs. What happens instead? We break up, we consolidate some more, and then just off to the moon. Julian says, dump most pain for you. To me, right now, V bottom up is going to be the most pain. Because if Bitcoin comes down to around 40,000 to, let's say, anywhere between 35,000 to like 45,000, I'm going to be a buyer. I'm going to be a buyer. It's a lot more painful to be a buyer up over here, right? At 70,000. But if it comes down over here, I'll take my losses over here and I'll reposition down here. I also have positions that are going to pay me if we do come down somewhere around there to make these positions cheaper for me. You'll call me Sifu. Sifu. Why Sifu? But hey, if it is What do you want to call me, man? All right, altcoins. Let's start with Ethereum, because I think Ethereum is the most surprising of all the altcoins right now. You can see that it's consistently being picked up and being put back into its bull flag range, which is really interesting. I'd be really interested to see how this candle closes, how this daily candle closes right over here in 14 hours and 45 minutes. Let me confirm if you guys can hear me. Yes, you guys can. So right over here, I've been looking at the structure for Ethereum, and the way each time it gets picked up over and over again is really interesting. The big win on Ethereum is going to be if it can start closing multiple daily candle closes above this range over here. In fact, we can go ahead and put it as a zone, because we do have the structures, M-like structure that Ethereum did break down from, right? We did trade this, sort of. We sold our Ethereum for Bitcoin during this move here. Now Ethereum wants to regain that zone. If it does retake that zone, I'll be looking for that move all the way up over here. First target would be somewhere around here, of course, at around 43061. In fact, this was the breakdown that we traded. Okay, same M-like breakdown. So first target would be that level over here at around 43,120 Satoshi. Once we take that level, I'll be looking for 44,919 Satoshi, and then perhaps eventually further towards the upside. We have some major targets for Ethereum, all the way up to over here at 0.052 to around 0.055 ish. That's going to be the next big target, so we can go ahead and mark that out right now. Yeah, so that's Ethereum. At BTC is actually looking surprisingly good, guys. I'll be, if I were you, I would be looking at the chart over here. Way too many people are ignoring Ethereum. Okay, ADA had a nice pickup too. The zone is consistently being defended, right? Not looking as good as it was, but not looking bad either. Cardano clearly wants some more time before it does take its big leg up against Bitcoin. So at the moment, I think Cardano is range bound between 2350 Satoshi and around this level over here. That being said, I'm looking for it to maintain this zone that we're sitting in, right in between the range, as a higher low. So we had this descending line that we were looking at when Cardano was in this consolidation. Now I'm looking for Cardano to maintain higher lows within that area, right? As long as it's doing that, I'm going to like this picture for a long-term play, making its way all the way back to around 2614 Satoshi, eventually back up to 2905 Satoshi, and then I'll be looking for this big move over here to around 3849 Satoshi. It's consolidating on the weekly. You got to be patient. Remember our Solana play, we were patient with it and it paid off. You're playing it over here, right? This zone over here, it looked like a cup and handle within a cup and handle within a weird structure, but overall I liked what I was seeing. And on the weekly, we just had to wait 1, 2, 3, 4 candles before reaching our measured move. Weekly candle, so that took 4 weeks to 1 month. Cardano may take a bit longer actually, considering the way it's been moving. Yeah, Cardano's not looking as strong as many. What I've been liking actually, guys, is Rune. I like this shot a lot. Ever since it broke out of this range over here. Broke out of the consolidation range, Mango Dynamic flipped green and aggressively trending towards the upside. Each test of it was a really good buy opportunity. It has come down again over here to test it at around 23,337 Satoshi. On the 12-hour too, it's looking really good against the Ichimoku. Look at that. Each test has been picked up. Really like this play. Really easy to know if you're wrong on this one, right? Loses the Tenkin, loses the daily dynamic. If you're playing it the Mango way, I'd be looking at the daily time frame. Loses that daily dynamic. Just get out of the trade. Francis Razon asked for VeChain. Let's go ahead and take a look. What time frame do you guys want to look at? VT, BTC. VeChain's been on a tear, man. Jesus Christ. Really good buy opportunity right over here on the 12-hour time frame. The zone over here, beautiful test, and a good 40% bounce. Yeah, 40% bounce. So this is looking good. Now it's come to test this zone over here, and it's bouncing again at 383 Satoshi. This is VeChain, man. Powerful, freaking powerful. This was the major zone that we were looking at. Even when we were trading it all the way over here, right? We caught this run from around 25th of May all the way to mid July. I got into this one around 90 Satoshi, and we got out at around 250 Satoshi. This time around, I did not catch any of this trade. I think Krisha is trading VeChain. Krisha, you are trading VeChain, right? I'm not sure. But either way, I did not catch any of this. This was a huge move on VeChain, and this was a 200% move. Damn. It's crazy, eh, guys? Look at this. This move was actually as much as this move over here. Actually, less. This move over here was less than this move. Isn't that ridiculous? Isn't that ridiculous? Just think about that. So don't let these big candles influence you too much. Yeah, Bob knows how it works here. The more you guys spam, the more I ignore you. If you guys ask kind of like sweetly and nicely, that's when you get listened to. Is that right English? Correct English. Jesus, can't even ask. It's correct English correctly. Could you check out Harmony 1, please? Yeah, 1 not looking good, man. It broke down from the range we were talking about right over there. Ugh. It will likely recover because it is a bull market, but I don't like this candle close. We have two ugly candle closes. We had 2 ugly candle closes, one over here and one over here, right? Our target towards the downside, if we lost this zone over here, which we did, was, well, this level here, and we came now and closed underneath that level. So the next target would be somewhere around 0.086 Satoshi. Now, to be honest, we still have this block over here. So as long as Harmony is holding this block, things will be good. It has a chance to recover, and in my opinion, since I am still bullish on the overall market, which I could be wrong on, okay, if I'm wrong on Bitcoin and Bitcoin comes down, guys, all coins are going to see some pain. And in that case, for those of you who are holding off and wondering whether you should be getting in now or later, that might be a great opportunity if it does come down. Now, I'm not saying it's going to. It's always a gamble as to whether you see further continuation or the markets kind of round off and continue the trend towards the upside. So you guys are going to have to make that decision. I'm clearly playing it towards the upside, but I could be wrong, and I'll position accordingly if I am wrong. As soon as I'm wrong, I will flip. These lights, man, Jesus, burn the eyes. Any questions, guys? And don't ask for shitcoins. So we looked at Ethereum, we looked at Cardano, and we looked at Bitcoin. Those are the majors, right? Oh, XRP. Let's go ahead and talk about XRP. XRP is kind of making me feel a bit uneasy over here because of the way it closed yesterday, slightly underneath the dynamic. So I'll be looking for this falling channel in the lower time frames to break towards the upside, and in which case I will be looking to reposition my XRP trade, right? If it does lose this horizontal over here, I'll just be taking the loss and I'll be getting on my trade. So I'm looking for an exit on my XRP and reposition it somewhere else. Why? Because I do not like how it closed on the dynamic. It could recover from here, and if it does, I will simply get back into the trade. But I'll be looking to take my loss over here against the Bitcoin pairing. XRP USD, let's go ahead and take a look. Yeah, not looking good, man. Not looking good at all. But we do have bottom of the cloud support over here. Either way, I'll be looking to take support, take profits, or take my loss or exit the trade depending on what happens, right? If it bounces, I'll be getting out at a small profit or maybe even a loss regardless. Let's see. So XRP not going too well for me. Yeah, it's interesting, eh, Bob? It should be usually only like around 60 people in here when the markets are down. I thought it'd be just a few of us. Is that real? Is that really a big glass, or are you a really small guy? I'm actually really tiny, man. I'm only 3 feet tall. But that's a really, really big glass, and this is a really, really small glass. And I'm really tiny, so everything is warped relative to me. We just looked at Harmony one. Old man says, imagine, hey, thanks for... Oh, old man, I'm supposed to set you up with the thingy, man. Did you PM me? I've way too many PMs I need to go through, so I will... If you did PM me, I will have to... or rather, if you did reply to my PM, because we were chatting yesterday, I will have to get back to you on that. So guys, for those of you who are waiting for a reply back from me, I do apologize. The past couple of days have been a little bit busy for me. A lot of admin work at home. A lot of like the real estate deals that we were working on last year, kind of, or rather like 18 months ago, right? Kind of got delayed, right? Because of this entire COVID disaster. And now like a lot of that is coming, all that paperwork is coming to completion. So Krisha and I have been really busy and trying to manage that as well. It's been really hectic, and the markets have been freaking nuts too. So I've made a few mistakes in my trades because of that as well. But nothing too serious. But it's just eye-opening. I need to focus a little bit more. Okay, since BNB. But don't do that again. If any of you ask like that again, where you just spam, I will not. Ooh, BNB looking nice. I like the way it got picked up over here. The 12 hour. resistance over here. This is the zone I was looking at, right? The best place to be buying BNB, in my opinion, is going to be around $540 and above. Let's go ahead and look at the weekly. Did it test the weekly yet? No, damn. The BNB is a freaking strong chart. We do have weekly resistance as well at around the 530 level. Let's look at the 4-day. What's the 4-day saying? This is a strong chart, man. Really strong. Retook the dynamic already. It's one of the first coins to do so. BNB BTC is probably killing it. Yeah, look at that. We drew this channel when, like, I believe we drew this channel all the way back somewhere around here. We broke towards the upside. We've come and tested it now, and this entire time, the Mango dynamic has been lining underneath it, right? Or rather, price has been coming and respecting the Mango dynamic, showing strength. It's not even losing the 4-hour trend ever since it broke out of this wedge here. It's looking good. That's all I can say. Ethereum Bank says, do you think Bitcoin daily bearish divergence starting from Jan 9th is now playing out? No, man, you cannot be looking so far back out for a daily divergence. For all you know, like, so usually when people are looking fixated on, I'm not saying that's what's happening right now, but for those of you who are in the Mango C program, by the way, do not look at divergences or oscillators until you reach the oscillator module, period. All right, once you finish the oscillator module, your eyes are going to open up as to how to use oscillators, and you're also going to probably see how wrong you were using them prior to that. Some of the more experienced traders that I know watched that module and they came up to me and said, holy shit, Sean, I've been using oscillators wrong my entire life. So if you're new, just do not even look at the oscillators, no matter how tempted you are to do it. That being said, going back to Ethereum Bank's question, you cannot be looking at bearish divergence from so far back out. And usually when people do look at bearish divergence from so far back out and fixate on it, they end up missing the bullish divergence that is playing out right in their faces. So be very careful of that. There was a time back in the previous bear market when I got into a BNB trade, and I'm not going to take names here. It was a mango seedling, and this was BNB back when it was like around $4. Hey, $4 freaking dollars, guys! I cannot believe. I would have been way better off just holding it, right, instead of like trading it. But anyways, we traded from around $4 to $5 all the way up to 50. Where's BNB? Jesus Christ, man, these markets have come such a long way. Nuts. But it's $500. You guys can see the horizontals I have from back all the way there. So anyways, yeah, I was I was trading it. Oh my god, man. This was not even, this was still 2020. Anyways, I'm not gonna be able to find that zone, can I? Yeah, we hope. Yeah, so back around here, right, I was trading it throughout this period, and during that time, right, this was back in 2019, I had a friend who was watching my long position, and he was pretty bullish too, but he refused to get into position this entire run up because he kept spotting bearish divergence. He kept spotting bearish divergence over here, over here, over here, over here. He's like, bearish divergence, man, it's gonna come down. Bearish divergence, man, it's gonna come down. Bearish divergence, man, it's gonna come down. And it just kept going up and up and up and up. And that was an eye-opener for him, and also an eye-opener. Not really an eye-opener for me, but was really educational for me to watch people on the other side of the trend looking for the bearish divergence to play out in a bull market that never really sees play through. And the one time it finally does, it's probably at the top of the market when it's already like 10x. And that's exactly what happened here. So be very careful, be very careful. I do not play bearish divergences in a bull market, and I do not play bullish divergences in a bear market. That's a rule. And on the few times I'm wrong on that, I'm fine, because I don't need to be right every single time I just need to be right enough times with the right magnitude to make up for the losses. Like now, right? Like we're seeing Bitcoin bounce. Like, there we go. Boom. We do have a little bit of resistance over here though at around 55. So let's see. Dirk Eckhart says you bought BNB at $9. Good job, man. Good trade. Good freaking trade. Marcus Black says, can you look at Chili's? Let's go ahead and take a look. I don't like that sell-off over there. There was a trade on Chili's from here to around here, right? 70 cents. And now it's coming. So here's the thing. Chili's is really simple to it's a lot like BNB that way, where it broke out of its wedge. It already saw its move to its highs over here, and now it's come back to test the wedge, or rather the falling channel. I actually was in this trade. Bob says he's been right every single time. He's never ever taken a loss. And he's completely serious. And he's not bragging. Everyone is equal. Can you please talk about Theta, Netflix partnership? I have no idea about that partnership. There probably is no partnership. If you're just trying to shill Theta, that's not the right way to do it, man. Not cool. It's not cool. Wall Street manipulation, says Alex Wells. What does manipulation even mean? Look at that. Ethereum, man. Strong. So let's look at this, okay, guys. We're about to close a 4-hour candle on Ethereum very soon. And this to me is bullish, what's going on over here. Because if you look at this, right, people are likely going to be looking at the structure probably around here as a toppy structure, right? I'm personally not, because to me this has been bullish because I'm looking at this on the higher time frames. But even if you try to slice it this way, or maybe maybe put your horizontal here and you say this was a fake out, right? So the bearish argument on Ethereum is going to be that this is the neckline that matters. We close underneath, we faked out, and we dump back down. Okay, we dump back down into the zone. Well, explain now why are we closing back into the range? So to me, this is just bullish, period. And once we break past this zone over here, it's going to be really bullish. This is going to turn into bullish divergence, by the way. Yeah, this is what you guys want to see, but it's not triggered just yet. When it does trigger, it's likely going to line up with continuation from this zone all the way up to this zone. Bitcoin looking freaking fantastic too. There we go, bouncing off our horizontal. Do it mango, guys. Do it mango. Wayne Brown says, you and Krish are fantastic. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Hey man, you are very, very welcome, and that's really, really sweet of you to acknowledge. We appreciate the appreciation. He then goes on to say, I am not a trader. I'm an investor who swing trades to max my returns. So whether you are an investor or a mid-time frame swing trader, man, the lines between a trader and an investor are quite thin, right? I would definitely just, if I were you, I would just call myself a trader, because the one thing a trader needs to do is risk manage. What people do is they call themselves investors to hide from the responsibility to manage risk, because that's what a trader's job is. His job is not to make a profit. Okay, you're gonna find traders who brag about their profits, but a real trader knows that his profits are just a consequence of the markets being generous to him. Because a real trader is only managing risk. And as an investor, if you can learn how to manage risk, right? I mean, you should be managing risk anyways, but being a trader is going to force you to manage risk in a more sophisticated and a systematic manner that will also keep your mindset clear, right? And the reason I'm saying this is because I used to do the same thing you did. I've done that mistake. I've made all the mistakes that I rant about in these videos, right? When I go on my rants and I tell you guys not to do something, it's because I did that. I freaking did it, and I felt the pain, and it sucked. So don't do that. Don't make my mistakes. You guys should see the losses I take right now. They are trivial. They're so trivial compared to my wins that they don't matter. I forget about them. You guys want to get to that position where your losses are just insignificant, because when the wins come, you guys are seeing crypto. The wins are massive. So all you need to do is keep those losses very controlled and systematic. Okay? They can't be, oh man, I got wicked out here, I got stopped out there. You can't be, that's you giving free money to the market. Those losses need to be planned, and they need to be the price you paid to the market to get into the trade. They can't just be given out as free money. Okay, remember, as a trader or as an investor, you are doing business. Okay, you are doing business, and you gotta treat it like a business. Can't half-ass this shit. Bob says traders are the original swingers. Those hippies from the 70s got nothing on us. Thank you, old man. Thank you, Mork, if you're still here, bud. Thank you, everyone who's been helping with the live chat. Being an investor, quote and unquote, works in a bull market, but when the bear market comes, the investors pay a big price. And why is that? Is because they deluded themselves into calling themselves investors, and they just completely ignored risk management, right? But if they said, hey, I'm an investor who risk manages, now suddenly you're a trader and you're protected towards the downside. Hey, Mark, how's it going, man? Good to know you're still here. Lunemia's here too. Old man joined the Discord. He was in the Discord the entire time. He's in there. He's pretty active. He's just under a different name. Tiago J says, hi Krisha, I sent you a message last night for the Mango Seed program. Oh, nice. Please let me know. I'm super excited to start. Hey man, awesome. Be good to chat with you. Krisha, got reply to the guy, man. He's waiting. He's excited. Tiago, you may or you likely will, unless you already did send a brief description about yourself, letting us know a little bit more about you. That's probably what Krisha is gonna ask you to send her way, because we do take a lot of care in making sure that the people we do invite into the Mango Seed chat are a good fit for the community. But you seem like a really chill dude. The only thing we try to ensure is that people aren't coming in there just to look for calls and, you know, mooch of ideas, blah blah blah, because the people who are in there are primarily there to learn, okay? And the entire community is about education first, and the ideas that come from the discussion is secondary to our core goal to educate you guys to do this yourselves. And then soon you guys are going to be like Krisha, where you guys can do the analysis and the videos without ever needing me. In order to trade Dogecoin effectively, you need to activate your Elon Musk tweet indicator. What is that coin doing anyways? Now that nobody's asking about it, let's go take a look. It's probably gonna take another leg up soon. And yeah, tested this 12-hour structure right over here. It does look like it wants to see continuation, guys. Takes out this high over here. It's going. What's it at right now? 45 cents. What? Do I have? This is likely going to get to $1, guys. Holy! I'm not touching this, but yeah, you guys do you. Cardano doing well here on this bounce. Rechain looks sketchy right now, does it? Let's go take a look at Rune, by the way. I'm looking for Rune to bounce here. Let's see if it does. It'll be a good 30% if it gets back to the candle close high. Theta, yeah, let's take a look. Still holding. The dynamic, as long as it's holding this level right here, it's not the best look though, quite honestly. Let's get the 12-hour. Yeah, it lost the 12-hour dynamic. It did reject it. I wanted to retake the 12-hour dynamic. That's when I'll be even more interested, and that's likely going to line up with the daily looking better as well. 1144 is going to be really interesting, guys. 1144. Is that what the 12 hours lining up with as well? No. 12 hours asking for a little bit more. The 12 hours actually bearish. I'll be looking for the 12 hour to close about $12.27 because it's lining up with the op line as well, this entire zone here. So no, this is not the trade I'd be interested in right now. Tiago says, sure Sean, that's all I want, to learn. Been following you guys for a month now. Would be a pleasure to tell you guys a little bit about myself. Hey man, that's awesome. That's really good. That's the kind of eagerness that I want to hear when I ask people that question, you know, because usually if I see a little bit of hesitance, it kind of raises a red flag. Now I understand why people want to be private, and that's completely fine. You know, we don't really care about your real name, etc, etc. That's all a-okay. But in the Mango Seed community, we're more like a family in there than anything else. And you know, we bicker with each other, we fight with each other, we tell each other off in really friendly ways, we make fun of each other. It's nice in there, but we're not condescending, we're not arrogant, we're not we don't try to be right all the time. In fact, we are wrong all the time. And I'm going to quickly show you that we have a... Will that work? No. Oh, so bad at it. Okay, there we go. By the way, guys, for those of you who aren't in the public Discord chat, make sure you guys join. But over here we have a section in the C chat, you guys can see right here, called Mango Lessons, right? I'm not sure whether you guys can see my highlighted cursor, but Under the seed section, we have Mango Lessons, and in there people discuss their losses, their experiences, their emotional roller coaster of a ride that they took through their journey, and we encourage that, right? So that's the kind of culture we have in there. FYI. A kind of attitude that you'll see in other communities where people are trying to be right all the time, it's not in the Mango community. You can't be right all the time. You can't be right, because even if you are right in your overall direction, you're going to be wrong on your timing, right? And how do you trade that? You can't trade that. So you have to, the best way to be right is to know that you're going to be wrong, right? People who try to be right in the markets and are actually trading to be right every single time, they don't survive. They just do not survive. You'll see them come in, have a huge bang, have a huge stint of fame, and then they disappear. I've seen it happen over and over and over again in the Grove, in the public Grove, and then they get hurt badly and they're just gone. IJ says, yeah, Mango's a family. Sean is like the father, and Krisha is our mother. Oh man, I'd like to think of us as all brothers and sisters in there. Alice is a hidden gem. I literally think that is that not, I think the token's name is My Neighbor Alice, and I really think that token is named after one of my favorite songs from my childhood. Alice by Smokey, I believe it was Smokey, yeah. Look it up, great song. Have you heard of My Neighbor Alice? Yeah, that's I heard of the token because it reminded me of the song. I'm not sure if it's named after the song, but it sounds awfully familiar, man. AVAX, yeah, let's go ahead and look at AVAX. It's right here, actually. I've been keeping an eye on it. Not the best look, man. I don't like this. I don't like this. It needs to turn around from over here for me to be interested, but had this ascending triangle that I was interested in. But look at that, it broke down, it retested, and now it's looking for further downside. Let's see if because this is the USD chart, if Bitcoin does turn around over here, this is going to turn around as well. It does hold this level at around $25.83. Let's look at the weekly. Got rejected over here. It's still range bound between this zone here, this zone here. It's testing the, okay, it is on weekly support. That's the good news. Mark says, Father, can I please get some food? You haven't fed me in 2 weeks. Reminds me of that Oliver Twist scene. Can I have more? More? Alright guys, enough shitcoins now. Back on over to Bitcoin. Let's go through everything. 1 hour. Are you guys looking at this as a potential? I don't know. We're just having fun now, eh? Do not trade this. One more push down. Around 52, 53, maybe. Who knows? Testing the offline over here. I want to start seeing multiple 4-hour candle closes above the zone over here. 200 moving average overhead as well. Interesting, interesting. Is that it? No, that's not the 200 moving average. What am I saying? That's my freaking trend line. That's just oh, but it is. The 200 moving average is there anyways, right over here. Okay, so it's lining up. I like that. Where's the 200 exponential moving average? That's over there as well, lining up with the rising channel. That's going to be really interesting. If we retake that, guys, it's going to get really nice. Okay, let's look at this. Let's look at this. You seeing that? That's pretty clean, eh? Pretty clean. Each time we've retaken that level there, the 200 exponential, 200 moving average, it's ended up with a reversal. So we W bottom over here, retake the 200 moving average, 200 exponential. It's going to line up with the Mango dynamic. Oof. Yes, it does. And easy trade, right? Why am I happy? It's not happened yet. I'm happy because it's an easy trade to manage. You can add to that. Boom, 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 boom. I told you guys. Ooh, man, it happened. What do we talk about? We're looking for a bounce over here. You got the bounce. This was weekly support on the dynamic as well, I believe, yeah. It's crazy that the dynamic is also lining up with the freaking, or rather is calling the moves on the bond market, man. We have such a strong indicator on our hands over here. We have such a freaking strong indicator on our hands over here. This is nuts. This has been really getting it right, even on the bond market. The fact that we got this trade over here, nice, really nice. The harmony prediction. What prediction? I literally, oh, you're hoping that it dumps? Harmony is on weekly support. We missed this, guys. We missed this. Jesus. If it bounces from here, that's 100% move if it gets back to its all-time high. Newegg accepts Dogecoin? No way. Are you kidding me? I do not believe that. Julian Patrick says Sean coded some serious voodoo magic into the dynamic indicator. Dude, it really seems that way, eh? Because the dynamic indicator is a conjunction of I shouldn't be saying this on live stream. I really should not be saying this on live stream, but it is literally my system coded into one indicator to be able to quickly look at altcoins. The reason I made it was to be able to quickly look at an altcoin without having to go through my entire analysis, right? Everything that we teach in the Mango C program, without having to go through all of that myself one by one by one. I wanted a quick way to look at an altcoin and be like, all right, should I be taking this trade? Because there's too many altcoins, right? Too many altcoins. But now putting that all together and going through the charts, I'm like, holy shit. It has been so good, right? Look at this even over here, right? Closed above, tested it, boom, 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 tested it, boom, boom, boom. And then support here, we lose it, clean trade to exit, right? It's not about getting it right. It's about having the trade set up and knowing when to exit, knowing when you're wrong on the trade. This is so neat. IQ. Let's take a look at IQ. If you're gonna put the sad smiley, how can I say no, man? What's the ticker? IQ Cash? Is this it? IQ USDT? Is this it? It's on OKEX and on Hit BTC, man. This it seems like a low one of the low caps, eh? I'll trade this on the weekly, man. If it loses this level over here at around 0.02 cents, that's when I'd be looking to get out of this trade if you're in this trade. I'm guessing you're asking because you're in this trade, but it's not a coin that I can do a lot of analysis on because it's one of those low cap coins that's going to do its own thing. It's going to go up in a bull market, it's going to go down in a bear market. Like, you look at the lower time frames, is it respecting the weekly levels? We do have some resistance right over here, support underneath, support over here too. Yeah, ranging. If it breaks towards the upside, breaks 0.035, I'll be looking for further upside. If it breaks this zone over here at 0.018, I'll be looking for this to come down all the way here to around 0.009 ish. There's IQ, bud. All right, guys, no more shitcoins now. That's the last one. Back on over to Bitcoin. I like that one. TS me deserves some mangoes for that. He says when IQ is low, you buy the wrong coins. When IQ is high, you're more likely to buy the right coins. Pun intended. I've used the pitchfork tool. You can use whatever tools you want, man. It's whether it fits your trading style, your personality. There's no right way, no wrong way to trade. There's only the right way and the wrong way to lose. You need to learn how to lose in this market. The tools you use can be whatever you want. Krisha, aren't you supposed to be working on a daily video for the community? What are you doing here, you lazy bum? Krisha, there isn't such a thing as insider info on a YouTube chat. That's so true. That is so true. If it's on the chat, it's not insider info. There's nothing insider about it. Have you used the history volatility? Yeah, I've used it. It doesn't matter, guys, what chart you used. You don't need to look. I don't look at the. You don't need to use IV on TradingView, in my opinion. Mango season has begun here in Jamaica, says Zar. Krisha, you hearing that? We gotta make a trip soon. Krisha mentioned quantum. Let's take a look. Krisha, what coins should we be looking at? I'll let Krisha make the call. Ooh, look at that, guys. Look at that. It's one of my setups right over here. I missed it. Perfect test of the 10K 21 EMA there. Bounce backed up. Looking good. These horizontals were drawn in from 2019. I haven't looked at the chart since 2019 and we're still respecting these lines. That's nuts. Oof, we close into the cloud. Still at resistance though. Ichimoku flipping green. Bit of an untidy chart, but good nonetheless. Alright guys, I'm going to be wrapping up now in around 5 minutes max. We're already around 1 hour and 40 minutes. I'll be ending the stream in the 1 hour 45 minute mark. Koi Con Lao, I hope I pronounced the name right, says, can you look at map USDT? Let's go ahead and look. Since you asked, pretty please. Map protocol, it's on KuCoin. It seems like, again, another low liquidity coin that seems really dangerous to trade. These things can go down really fast and go up really fast, guys. So be very, very careful. Be very careful trading these kind of coins. There's not much I can say here. It did break weekly resistance right over there, coming down to test it. It tested it once, got picked up. What was that move? Right, a good 87% move on just a wick. That's a little bit much. If it does break down over here, I'd be looking for it to come all the way down here. A 40% dump. Could see a test of around this level too, but I think we saw that too already. Yeah, we tested that level too already at around 0.077. So support over here towards the downside. 10 cents, 7 cents, around 8ish actually, and then 6 cents. Resistance at around 20 cents. Holy. That's crazy. I don't stake. I like my liquidity, and I like to be able to get out of my coins when I want to. Oh, Bob's leaving? Krishna says, thanks, Bob, for tuning in. Always a pleasure to have you here with us. Yep, Bob. Oh, yeah, there he goes. Bob, we'll see you tomorrow, buddy. I'm pretty tired too, so we're going to be wrapping up soon. $55 EMA. I stopped using the 55 EMA long time ago. Thanks for the live stream. Krishan Sean says, Garima. How sweet of you, Garima. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here every single day. Really appreciate it. If it's an ICO, I have no idea about it, man. I don't look at ICOs, etc. GTO sounds familiar. GTO. Gifto. Oh my god, this was one of the coins they were trading in 2017. Oh man, pumped here. Support over here on 0.05 Satoshi. If it leaves or cents rather, if it loses this level, I'll be looking for further downside, probably all the way down to around 0.03. But we do have support over here. Trend looks pretty solid. It's lost around 56% of its USD value. That being said, it has pumped pretty significantly to form its breakout. It's up 800%. So losing 50% is not much if you did catch the move, right? But how much of a position size could you have even put onto this? If it does bounce back up, that's going to be a good 120% up move. Not bad, man. I likely wouldn't touch something like this, but I don't like the daily. It's ugly. Don't play the weekly. Okay, nothing I say matters on the lower time frames when the weekly has support that could get picked up at any moment. We just don't know when. Because keep in mind that the dynamic key level is another 20 to 15%, 15 to 20% down, right? So keep that in mind. Oh wow, I pronounced it right. That's awesome. Khoikhon Lao. Khoikhon Lao. Khoikhon Lao. Is that Vietnamese or Korean? Not sure. Cheers, Bob out. Awesome. We covered XRP, nickel, Chikar. LTO. Let's go ahead and take a look. Needs to close above 55. Daily's not looking good. Lost all key levels. Being supported over here. Needs to get support on the weekly trend at 55. Alright guys, with that I will be ending today's live stream. We will see you guys in tomorrow's video. I hope you guys are enjoying these live streams, these daily live streams. Let us know in the comments down below if you guys are. Let us know by hitting the like, let us know by hitting the subscribe and the notification icon. These metrics are pretty much the only way that we do know that you guys are actually enjoying these streams. So go ahead and you know, just let us know. We will see you in tomorrow's live stream. Until then, do the mango way, do the live stream way. What am I saying? I'm clearly way too tired. Do the mango way, do the stress-free way, do the easy way, do the breezy way. It's a bull market. But now, at the very least, I will keep you guys updated. We'll see you in tomorrow's live stream. Ciao. Oh, I forgot to do the intermission thingy again. Damn it. Oh well, next time.